Up next, we listen in on the Lebanon Trail Orchestra and step onto the court with the Lebanon Trail Volleyball team. Listen more on Vanguard TV. Thanks for tuning in to this episode of Vanguard TV. I'm Kelsey Burdick, updating you on the latest at Lebanon Trail High School. In Blazing Hot Topic, Jake Steele gets a lock on new campus security changes.
With threats on the rise, schools are constantly finding ways to protect the people inside them. We enter the checkpoint at Lebanon Trail High School to see what changes they've made.
We are starting to require all students to have their badges visible around their neck at all times. That way it's easier to identify students and see who does go here and who belongs at this school.
I also don't think it's that necessary because I didn't have them in middle school and everything went just fine. So there are pros and cons to it.
We have a lot of, workers that come in and out to work on various maintenance, things like that. We have a lot of teachers, staff members, we have a lot of subs in the building. We have 2,000 students. So it's really just for a way for us to make sure that everyone who is in our building is supposed to be there.
With newer technology, including facial recognition and more, campus administration felt the photo badge was the best alternative to ID students.
That would be wonderful technology to have, but it is really something that it's the fastest way to be able to determine who's supposed to be on campus and who's not.
Facial recognition is an option. I don't know the costs of that and whether or not that's something FISD or even the administration is willing to do. But again, the cameras can only do so much, and the IDs certainly do help in day-to-day going through the hallways.
Some students feel the punishment for not wearing an ID badge does not fit the crime.
I don't think giving people lunch detention is the right way to educate people on why people should wear their badges. I think there's another way to teach students that having their badges are important.
Well, I think it's fair up until they make you start paying for it. So I just think it's a little ridiculous to pay for a green sticker just so that you go to the school.
So our school discipline procedure is followed as far as ID badges. It's kind of similar to tardies, where after I think it's the first 3 incidents where they don't have an ID badge, it's just a warning, and then after that they start to accumulate a lunch detention, and then it could turn into a Thursday night reflection or then a Saturday school. So we follow our school policy.
As the campus gets used to the new ID badge policy, some students have already grown accustomed to wearing it.
I like it. I think it just makes the school feel more safe and secure.
I mean, I'll wear it. I just don't really think that ID badges necessarily help anything other than knowing that you're a part of the school, but it's just, they're a little crazy about enforcing them.
Most people don't like it, but I think it's fine. It's not too bothersome. I just don't think we should be giving lunch detentions to people who don't have them.
Going to be a change in culture because a lot of students aren't used to wearing a badge around their neck or display a badge when going about their day. So it may be difficult and slow going at first, but hopefully the students realize that it is in their best interest for everyone's safety.
Whether you wear yours or not, the ID badge is hanging on to Lebanon Trail. I'm Jake Steele for Vanguard TV.
Jake, thanks for that report. In main academics, Leah Williams walks us through Lebanon Trail's aerobics class.
This health PE class at Lebanon Trail High School is very active. We get things flowing as we catch up with aerobics.
Aerobic fitness is exercise that uses oxygen. It's not sport-based, it's more of just the fundamental movement of exercise and all the things that we can do with it.
The class is an alternative that allows students to exercise without having to do a sport or regular PE while still having fun and allowing them to get their PE credit.
I knew that it would be really good exercise and I knew some of the girls that were going to be in this class, and I thought it would be fun.
I also wanted to do something like more involved but less involved in sports, so this was kind of a nice in-between.
Students are able to run, dance, work together, and stay healthy, all while still having fun.
They do a lot of repetitive physical activity, so we'll go out and we'll run a 200, walk a 200. We do a lot of Zumba, dance, yoga, step aerobics. We really just try to hit everything that a student can do in the future or in life to be physically active that doesn't involve sport-based activity.
As a result of doing aerobic exercises, students have learned proper techniques and responsibility.
I learned how to exercise effectively and not to hurt myself while doing it.
I've actually started to enjoy working out rather than feeling forced to.
It's an amazing opportunity for students who don't necessarily like sports to still stay physically active and to be concerned about their health and well-being as they get older.
According to medicinenet.com, aerobic exercise can help prevent or reduce the chances of developing some diseases such as cancers, diabetes, depression, and osteoporosis. Time to let this blazing class jump back into it. I'm Leah Williams for Vanguard TV.
Thanks, Leah. Welcome to the Chorale, where Josh Halpern reads between the lines of the International Thespian Society.
Young actors at Lebanon Trail High School are blazing into their future career. We caught up with International Thespian Society.
ITS, which is also known as the International Thespian Society, it's essentially like National Honor Society, but for theater people.
Students in the club have a love for acting and wanted to continue with it.
I was coerced into joining theater my freshman year. I was forced to audition for the fall show and then the musical, and then I didn't audition for the spring show, but I was put in. And since then, I just haven't been able to quit.
I joined ITS because as a theater student, around year 2, you do have to join ITS at one point. Also because I do want to do theater for the rest of my life.
Holloman says the club recognizes and supports theater and technical theater students across the state of Texas.
If you're involved in International Thespian Society, we do productions, we do improvisational shows, we go to conventions where like 8,000 to 10,000 other thespians come together to celebrate theater. We just do a lot of fun activities that are energetic and exciting, and people who are not involved in any extracurricular activities can be involved in ITS.
Club members come together from different areas of the school and participate in many activities.
A really great thing about ITS is it really is a big community for a lot of different people from different backgrounds to come together. Like we have football players, we have wrestlers, we have people who do solely theater, we have choir students, we have people who play instruments in the marching band, and really they all just come together under one common thing, that being theater and their love for theater, and it really is just a beautiful thing.
ITS provides students with a variety of experiences that higher education likes to see.
Colleges really look for students that are well-rounded, and the International Thespian Society is a club that really focuses in on the achievement of theatrical students, which means you're really good people pleasers, and so colleges just like and support students that are involved in extracurricular activities that involve presentation or using speech.
While every good play may get an applause, students in ITS are hoping for an encore. I'm Josh Halpern with Vanguard TV.
Great story, Josh. Next up, Jonathan Agoro strings together the story of the Lebanon Trail Orchestra.
Music, we all listen to it. It is produced everywhere. But one of the best programs in the state, the Lebanon Trail Orchestra, is right under our ears. Let's go check them out.
I joined Orchestra because I have been playing violin ever since I was a little child.
I like playing with my friends and seeing how we progress when we learn a new piece.
I joined Orchestra because I wanted to play a string instrument.
Whether it's a favorite film or a way to relax, Orchestra brings it all together.
I like playing music from movies and stuff that's recognizable. It's pretty fun.
I like orchestra and violin because it's a fun way to connect with others, and it's a peaceful thing to do in my free time.
Orchestra teaches a lesson that can last a long time.
But the main thing I think students learn from orchestra and really any music related subject is discipline. You have to have a lot of discipline to play an instrument, and I think that we end up carrying on that discipline to every area of our lives.
It's been a historic year for leadership in the Lebanon Trail High School Orchestra.
We've never actually had an orchestra president until this year because it's our first year at Lebanon Trail having all seniors, and so it was an elected process where I created a video and we showed it to other classes, and it was a voting amongst all the orchestras.
Being the first president has advantages.
Perks would be just kind of knowing everyone in our orchestra. I think that it's important to build a relationship with everyone, not just in your orchestra, but it's fun connecting everyone between orchestras because there is a little bit of separation with different groups, and it's just fun to try to get everyone to become friends with each other.
Hopefully the LTHS orchestra team will continue to play to victory. I'm Jonathan Agoro for Vanguard TV.
Thanks, Jonathan. In Stampede Sports, Stephen Wynn sets the stage for Lebanon Trail Volleyball.
The Lebanon Trail High School volleyball team dominated the season as they took their skills to the court.
The current season's been amazing, or it was amazing. We finished 31-11 overall and 15-3 in our district. We made it to the regional finals, and we lost to a really good Highland Park team.
The team had to overcome many challenges to get to the much improved record they saw this year.
The main challenge was just pushing ourselves during practice, because a lot of us got burned out towards the end of the season because usually our practice would be over.
Working as a team more, and the mental side of it more than the physical side, and working as a team rather than as individuals.
I think just this season was playing the caliber of teams that we did play. A lot of our losses were to 6A teams, and then with the length of the season, just maintaining our energy throughout the entire year.
They experienced major success.
So a lot of our athletes made first team all districts and second team all district, and then we had Tyra actually made best blocker out of the district.
Well, we got to third round of playoffs, which was really far, and then almost got to state, but not quite.
I think our biggest accomplishment were some big wins over Reedy and Wakeland, and then obviously making it to the second and third round of playoffs. Last year we made it to the first round, but we lost to Lovejoy, and so our goal was to make it deep into playoffs. We made it to those regional quarterfinals, which is 3 rounds deep, and something that nobody on the school as a team sport has done yet.
After a dominant season, the Lebanon Trail High School volleyball team has high hopes for next school year.
So I'm a senior, so actually next season I won't be here, but my hope for the girls next season is really just to go further in playoffs to make it to 5th round at least.
Next season, I hope we did as well as we did this year, if not better.
Our plans for next season is to pick up where we left off, stay motivated, have a little bit of a chip on our shoulder, play competitive teams, and get ready to compete for a state championship.
I'm Stephen Wynn for Vanguard TV.
Thanks, Stephen. That's all for this episode of Vanguard TV. Join us next time for a look at the safety risk of phone distractions in Lebanon Trail's fashion design class. I'm Kelsey Burdick for Vanguard TV.